Understanding is we are going to be called. There will be an immediate recall by His Excellency Joseph Yoon Boakai. I placed call to Speaker Richard Nangwekun and Deputy Speaker last night, trying to ascertain the reasons for the recall. And my understanding that Honorable Yeke expulsion was part of that. And I've given an opinion on that matter, that issues like involving our friends or our colleagues to be expelled, that person should be given the opportunity to be held. Let him be held so that those things that he said, he will be able to be very explicit. And I want to be emphatic. I'm not going to be part of any expulsion of any of our colleagues. If Yeke Koluba was to appear here, I would never participate in expelling Yeke Koluba. I want to be very clear. But I think the centrality of what is happening in Lofa, those individuals that are responsible, in as much that if Yeke issued called, there will be an immediate recall by His Excellency Joseph Yoon Boakai. I placed call to Speaker Richard Nangwekun and Deputy Speaker last night, trying to ascertain the reasons for the recall. And my understanding that Honorable Yeke expulsion was part of that. And I've given an opinion on that matter, that issues like involving our friends or our colleagues to be expelled, that person should be given the opportunity to be held. Let him be held so that those things that he said, he will be able to be very explicit. And I want to be emphatic. I'm not going to be part of any expulsion of any of our colleagues. If Yeke Koluba was to appear here, I would never participate in expelling Yeke Koluba. I want to be very clear. But I think the centrality of what is happening in Lofa, those individuals that are responsible, in as much that if Yeke issued the recall, we should also be calling the Minister of Justice, we should be calling the Minister of Internal Affairs, the Minister of National Defense, we should be calling the Foreign Affairs Minister, and all of those individuals who have concerns. Those individuals should be invited so that they can give first-hand information, because they are operating in a security apparatus, so that they will be able to inform us what is happening. And it does not jive in my mind that we are going to have ourselves, or the president is going to call us to expel one lawmaker. I don't think I try to disabuse that of our colleagues' minds that should not be the reason. If it is the reason, we should be able to be very cautious about what we do. So I am just disappointed to have heard that this country has major issues, because we are concerned about the things that are happening in Lofa. Because it's scary that people like that bordering, Bon County is bordering with Lofa County, and then extension to Guinea. Even Bon County is also having a border with Guinea. That is very important. So we are concerned. The President of the Republic of Liberia, we should take his word. What all he has said and what Yeke has also come out to talk about, those are things that warrant investigation. So it should not just be all that people put resolution together and we will expel Yeke. I think our colleagues who are trying to embark on that, we want to discourage them. It's not the way to go on this matter. If Yeke made that comment, the first thing as a responsible legislature, we should be able to do is support team of responsible and experienced lawmakers to contact our counterpart in Guinea, so that we'll be able to listen and have a dialogue. The military will all want to solve some of the issues militarily, but as legislators who have responsibility and duties to our country, both countries, we can sit down and mitigate peace. I think we should be able to do that. That is very important. And then I have issue today. I was so disappointed in the committee headed by Honorable Jeremiah Sokan that took a visit to my district. You know, we have some mining companies that went there in Asian Cape. These companies are exploiting and denying our people the opportunity to participate in the development and investment of our country. And I think that has been my quest. I shared a video with the press so that you can watch it. Nobody will have Class B license, and then you are operating on the ground over 10 to 20 kilometers. So it's something fearful. We went there and people went into the hole. Honorable Eugene Colley, maybe I hope that the press leave from here, they will be able to go there. For the committee to have taken decision to say Asian K should have the opportunity to deny other companies because they are hiding behind one exploration license that they acquire dubiously, criminally. I think the ministry should muster the courage. The last time, Representative Jason Sibo, he spoke and then talked about the Minister Tingba. I think he was speaking out of frustration when he made some of those comments. Honorable Tingba, you come from here, you understand this place. I am wondering what is behind this curtain that every one of them trying to protect one company called Asian Key. But it's a message clear. I sent video, the footages to the Office of the President through the Chief of Staff and the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. I hope you'll be able to access it so that he can convey my information to the President, because we are going to take the responsibility to defend and protect the Constitution of this Republic. That is why our colleagues are saying that they want to expel Yeke. We will not allow foreign insurgents, invaders, to come here in the name of investment and to invade our country. I challenge anybody to produce production report and exportation of the golds and diamonds are leaving from our country. You get plane coming surreptitiously, handling our minerals, living in abject poverty. So I think colleagues should be cautioned that decision we made today will honor tomorrow, and we were elected to defend the Constitution, and the Constitution aids the people. Where what the Article 1 said, all power inherent in the people. That is the law. When the Lord is not pleased, then it means that there will be hostile society. And I'm hoping that there will be caution. I'm going to readdress my letter to plenary and have a specialized committee. I think the committee has some missteps. They must be able to rethink. Jeremiah Sokan should be able to rethink. We don't want to talk details. And we're giving an ultimatum to do that. If not so, we'll be able to speak, and we'll speak forcefully. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
So I'm so much concerned about your district as well, the Asian Key. You thought about maltreating the citizens. You care to tell us what are some of the...
Yeah, Asian Key went to the place there. The first thing they did, that is criminal. That's my frustration with the Minister of Mines. Now, Asian Key acquired a license, and then they went back to renew this license. You know, they had 2% under the mineral and development laws of this country, that you should be able to make some interventions. They told projects, pictures. Those projects were done by the community first, the school, and then one of them were built by me exclusively in the headquarters of our district. They took those pictures and put it in the application for renewal of their license. And the ministry granted that. The ministry in several of our meeting, along with Asian Key, have admitted, even willing, they have asked me that, oh, we can do another project for you in anticipation to settle that matter. Then I say, if you acquire the license under these dubious circumstances, the ministry cannot be supporting, even the committee should not support Asian Key to deny other people from having Class B license, because the license you acquire is criminal. So our last option, we will take some responsibility to defend our community and will not allow them to operate until they obey the laws of this country. We're going to do that.
Do you think somebody has a hand behind this, a heavy hand?
Yes, so there are a lot of criminals in Liberia. You know about the last one I said, they got Capitol Roads, Sumo Road, Middle Roads. All these criminals, they are passing all around. Their hands in all the kind of criminal operatives all around. So with them, but I can guarantee and I can tell them, we will continue to fight and defend the laws of this country. Even the last breath had to leave us, we will continue to do so. We're not going to back down. That is a message clear. And I'm sending it to whoever associated with Asian Key. Until that license is canceled, they will not climb that hill. We will stand our ground. Even if my one will have to stand up, I will stand up to them.
Good afternoon, Representative Cole. My name is Blamoto from the Library Investigative Newspaper. The call being a public speaker, your colleague to be expelled or impeached. Now, some Liberians who follow Representative Koluba when he made some comments, almost in direct response to a comment made by the president when he returned from Guinea. Prior to going to Guinea, doing the demolition exercise, that God is not making new land. Now, in response to that, Representative Koluba said the Guineans are coming for their land because President Bouaka said God is not making new land. Do you think such a statement may the fear in the citizens, what is coming or not, is it appropriate? Don't you see it as a provocation to the peace and stability of the country?
Well, I mean, when people speak, those who speak, they got responsibility of the speeches they make. I mean, it's my responsibility to understand the way I should understand, because comprehension is on the individual. When you speak, you have interpretation of what you are talking, and my responsibility is to understand it the way I will understand it. But by and large, what I can say, no Liberian, no decent Liberian will even encourage anything that has to do with war. Anything that has to hurt the people, no decent Liberian will have to encourage that. I mean, I condemn it to the stronger term, and nobody should even encourage. But you know, the Unity Party-led government is confused. I mean, these are people who came and called themselves responsible government. They are very confused. Look at the other idiot, Milton Bly or whatever, Bob Neke, who murdered people. He's sitting in the public space talking about Guineans will be at the border and will be in a country.
Idiot. Isn't that
No, he's an idiot. Because when you say that, I think this government, if this government is responsible as a claim, this General Bob Naked or whatever, he should be immediately arrested by the Ministry of Justice, because you are trying to hash tension, because we got issues that should be handled diplomatically. You say, look, remember, they are ex-combatants. I mean, this is not good for our country. This country is on the time bomb. You can see the division, you can see the hunger and the test. Let me tell you what is happening. If confusion or fight was to ensue between Guinea and Liberia, God forbid, those people who should be on the front line going to Guinea to fight, they will not go to Guinea to fight. They will come back on their brothers and sisters to fight them, because the hatred that we have here is so huge. So I think the only thing I heard that President Bouaka is doing to pursue diplomatic channels, because we don't have any capacity to go to war. We've suffered a lot. Amputees are all over in our country. People's limbs are all cut off, and nobody want to have a recurrence of those kind of situations. So I think the president quest to ensure diplomatic resolution to this matter is the best one, and every other institution should be able to do the same pursuit. Nobody should try to grandstand and try to carry on a legislative pageantry that is, oh, we'll expel Yeke. If you expel Yeke, meaning that the Guinean will go back, or the matter will be resolved, or because Yeke says something. And I heard some of them talking about, we got to defend the Constitution. When did you realize about defending this Constitution? When you came and invaded the very legislature and brought rebels and gangs and thieves and allowed them to loot this place? When did you realize that we have to defend and protect the Constitution of this country? But I mean, we are going to have a day and time in the chambers to discuss, and people's opinions will be heard. But I think Liberia deserves better, and we should be trying to pursue peace. And I want to caution the Unity partisans and the supporters and members of the government. If somebody states his or her opinion, that doesn't mean the person is undemocratic or they are not patriotic. Everybody has or he or she is entitled to their view. So people speaking, they should be allowed to speak. That's why they said, when you speak, you should be responsible thereof of the speech that you made. So Honorable Koliba should be sent for. And the president said, God is not making new land. As a leader, we who are Christians, I don't even know some of you, whether you go to church or you are Christian, I don't know whether you are Muslims, I don't know. But we who believe in the Bible says, the power of life and death lies within the power of the tongue. So it was unfortunate the president slipped, and people can say he dropped the ball when he went to address hungry citizens who were vandalized. I mean, with the land saga with the military. And the people, when you go there as president of this republic that everybody looks up to for solution, I think he could have used better words. He said, oh, look, I'm sorry. I mean, our people, the way the situation looks, the government will look into the matter and will find solution to make sure our people are happy. The people said the land for the military, I will talk to the judges and understand what's going on. But if you, the president of the Republic of Liberia, I mean, you are the God of this land, so to speak. When you say, look, God is not making new land, let the military take their land. So that was the same thing I think Yeke spoke. But Yeke was not right. If he said that emphatically, I condemn that. That all the Guineans should come and take the land. You can now invite foreign nations to come and invade your country.
What does the law? What does the law? Because you won't serve as rule order and administration, given the expulsion issue that is circulating, that we understood that the leadership of the House on yesterday met and had these as part of reason for their recall among other agenda item is the expulsion of Representative Yeke Koluba. What does the law say, or your rules of the House with regards to expulsion? Does the statement of Representative Yeke Koluba amount to being expelled from the House?
So that's what I'm saying. This should not be a political pageantry. Because when people try to grandstand and you want to show to the executive that you support the executive, you are more patriotic. You're not no damn patriotic in this country. You're stealing all around, looting the country. Now, just less than a month, over $78 million have been squandered on the Lofa saga, and nothing is going on there. People go there and just go there and pleasure and come back and say, 2.5 million gone, 1 million gone. What are you spending the money on? But let me tell you, the rules are clear. That no, first thing, you must have a complaint, and that complaint must be brought before the plenary. It should be submitted to the speaker. The speaker should turn it over to the undemocratic rules order and administration, because they are not democratic, they are not legal. By 5, they should be there. Our administration should have been in power for 3 years. They rebels came and took over from us, and they are operating as rebels and gangs and thieves. So you have to turn that communication complaint to the committee, and Yeke should have full hearings, and he should be represented by his lawyer. But right now, see what is happening. People are signing resolution. As soon as we return, we'll put it on the floor and expel Yeke. Yeke will go to the court and they will defeat you, because you have to follow your rules and regulations as how people are expelled. And what are the things that are amounted or equated to somebody being expelled? What are the crimes? Somebody speaking, stating their opinion. How the Yeke statement violate the Constitution? If he said it, because I have not listened to Yeke, so I cannot speak for Yeke that he didn't say it or he said it. So how does that statement that that land from a survey of my information, what I've been hearing, that I play for Guinea, that Guinea can't take their land? I mean, we should give him the opportunity to be heard. That's what I will be asking. I have played several calls around and talked to some of the leaders and said, look, we have to be patient, because if we are not patient, you are going to slip on your case.
Don't you think we are heading for another saga here at the House, given that what happened previously, that the House, there was this rigmarole where pressing issue that should be addressed in the public was not looked at other than the previous case, and now this is a Yeke case that will come out. One
position that I have here, I'm not going to get involved in unnecessary fight, but I am not going to support the expulsion of Yeke Koluba. But I think it doesn't just worth it. So I mean, you can debate. You can have legitimate debate with people who will understand. And when people's minds are made up to do certain things, no matter how you fight, I mean, some of all, we got our decent children, we got our homes, we got our relatives, so we're not just going to be fighting unnecessarily. All I can say is, I am not going to be part of any process of display, except under the circumstances where you rape or issues that are traceable and you are investigated properly and it is established, then I can support that. So I want to say thank you for affording me this opportunity.
Can I make a follow-up?
Yeah.
So this is Bramwell again. Now, you just alluded that Liberia doesn't have the capacity through the army to pursue that struggle with Guinea. As a lawmaker, where do you stand? There have been calls from Liberians that we need to see that we can improve the military is sometimes. You just made a huge allegation. I'm not sure of the figure. I don't know. You mentioned 7 million have been spent.
More than 7 million.
And who are those involved with that expenditure?
You are generally
how did it happen? You are making the claim.
You should be investigative. So that when I say that people have squandered money, all of those institutions that run it there, people, the speaker calling for LRRC, asking people to go there, go and do your own investigation. There's not a classroom that's going to do notes for you. Go and investigate. That's what made
so you cannot tell us how it happened.
So let me address it. The military has a serious problem. Even young boys and girls who are willing to go into the military, they create so many bottlenecks for them to join the army. I mean, the army is not your property. I think the chief of staff, the defense minister, who is the administrative head of the military, these people should open the military. When we come to Liberia, look, I feel so bad for our army, our security apparatus, even the police. Go in the streets. You see the police standing in the street, they are hungry. Nothing will encourage you to even go in to say you're talking about all the uniforms on their everything fitted up, they are all wretched, they are all dirty, and you see them standing in the street talking about the one that walk behind the president, see them. Some of them don't even, it's so bad. So this country, if we meant to move forward, you discuss a $1.2 billion budget. This country should be talking about the military having, I think, 200 or 300 million in the security apparatus to people. But this situation with Liberia and Guinea, it has a good side. It is a wake-up call to our country. That our country is vulnerable. We need to get united. We need to put more money in it. Take the money from under the president, and he had lost zero travels. Take the money from under the speaker, the deputy speaker, the president pro tem. Take the money from them. All the millions of dollars you're wasting in. Go look on the Ministry of Internal Affairs. They got millions of dollars dumped there. Check for thieves. They're going to go there and follow them and steal it. That's what they're going to do. Yumale, who is the Minister of Internal Affairs, knows exactly what happened in Lofa. So I believe if we have the opportunity to come back here and there's supplementary budget, we should look at the budget that will be placed in the hands of credible people to ensure that our military improve. Go to the Barclays Training Center, go to Camp Kessley or whatever when you go into Raofi Highway. Go in the place. The people living in wretched buildings, they play dirty. Our militaries have not been taken care of. So I'm so sorry for them. Nobody wants to go to the military. In fact, people running away from the place because that's a prison to join the military. Other country, you see people living from here going to join the U.S. Marine. What are the benefits? Widows are still running up and down here looking for benefits of ex-soldiers who die in combat. So right now, we don't have anything. The place is bad. And this government, the next budget that coming, I believe that President Boakai, even though he will be retired democratically 2029, he should have not less than 200 or 300 million in our budget for security support. I think I will be making a national call that we should have a major security support. DeLong, who were talking about, we got to cut up our budget and we got to do that. They don't have moral anymore. This young man came here, he was the light of this place. But you saw what he's doing on television. DeLong should be prosecuted or resign. The idiot will all around slapping another woman back. This is wrong. No, the line he's not gone off, it has been depleted. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me take this time to say good afternoon to the Fourth Estate. Let me thank you all for the work you do here at the Capitol. Every day, day in, day out, you are here linking us to our various constituency here, the people of Liberia. And so let me commend you for the work you do. Today, I'm here quickly as the chair on the Houses Committee on Lands, Mines, Energy and Natural Resources and Environment to summarize quickly one of my first assignment that plenary has given us to do as a committee. Today we conclude on that. And I just wanted to summarize what we did. The Committee on Lands, Mines was mandated by plenary to investigate the complaint brought into plenary by Honorable J. Marvin Cole concerning HNK in District 3 Bond County. Upon hearing and being mandated by the committee went to work. We scheduled a series of meetings. We engaged Ministry of Mines, we engaged the company, and we had interaction with Honorable Marvin Cole, who is the proponent of the communication. After numerous discussion, investigation, in fact, we went in the field in District 3. We visited the site where the Class C mine.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on location where you're following us from. This time, we'd like to say welcome to BKS TV and welcome to the Heat Tower program here on BKS TV. On the Heat Tower, we say dialogue and our confrontation. We say words and a bullet. Today is the 25th day of March 2026. And today we are here again with another edition of the Heat Tower program. On ETA, we discuss trending national issues ranging from politics, education, health, agriculture, and a lot more here on the show. We are sorry for coming a bit late today. It was due to some technical problem we were facing in studio. But thankfully, we are back on your FM dial. And we want to say welcome to all of you. And those of you watching us on Facebook, we want to say welcome to the show. Those of you also following us too on YouTube, we want to say welcome to the show here too as well. Those of you listening to us via radio, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters that are listening to us via radio on Voice of EKS in Butu Town and the surrounding, want to say good evening and welcome to the show. In our local dialect of vernacular, we say, now we welcome. And those of you too also listening to us on Voice of Tapeta, we want to say welcome to the show. And it's great to have all of you on here tonight. Let's recognize a few of our followers. Those of you watching us, let's recognize you too as well. Cooper Singh Cooper is watching us from Ganta City, Nima County. Jamie Landman is also watching us through as well here. His location is not mentioned. Phoenix Porky is watching us this evening. Phoenix, welcome to the show. Genesis Bemi is watching us from Bone County. Genesis, welcome to the show. Aloysius W. Tinte is watching us this evening. Aloysius, welcome. Yelase Vice also watching us this evening. Yelase, welcome to the show. Mario Kroma is also following us. Mario, welcome. Paul Masu is also watching us. Paul, good evening and welcome to the show. Now let's go for updates across Liberia. Let's bring you a few updates across Liberia. The Rubber Planters Association of Liberia and Rubber Development Fund Incorporated have honored businessman Saji Savaji, widely known as Jetty, for his company's strong support to Liberia's rubber sector. Jetty Rubber was recognized for continuing to purchase rubber from smallholder farmers during a critical period when other buyers halted operation following government introduction of a regulated pricing system. During the ceremony, Mr. Sevi was dressed in traditional attire and given the Liberian name Kole, meaning a bright and good man, in recognition of his contribution to farmers, livelihoods, and community development. The honor comes as Jetty Rubber continues to back government reforms aimed at stabilizing prices and strengthening the rubber industry while also supporting farmers through initiatives such as interest-free loans to boost production. Still here too as well, still on updates here. The Lofa County Superintendent J. Lavle Massaquoi has dismissed report that Guinean soldiers removed a boundary mark in Konandu, describing the claims as false and misleading following a joint inspection with Guinean delegates at the Konandu port of entry. The meeting attended by local chief security officers and media representatives focused on addressing the dispute boundary with both Liberian and Guinean side emphasizing peace and stability while seeking a lasting resolution. Superintendent Massaquoi also requested the repositioning of the Guinean flag as delegates from Massinan assure continued cooperation and pledged to consult authorities in Guinea for a formal response. He is urging residents of Konandu to remain calm and both government pursue dialogue to resolve the issue. Still on updates here too as well. Still on updates across Liberia. A lot went down today. Representative Jim Marvin Cole of Bone County, he had an interview today. In that interview, he blasted at some of the representatives that are calling for the expulsion or expelling Representative Yeka Koluba. We have been able to obtain few names here, and these names are not authentic yet. it is alleged that there are some representatives that are already signed into a resolution to expel Representative Yeke Koluba. And those names we are hearing, we have Prince Toll, we have James Colette, we have P. Mark Jure, we have Justin B. Taylor, we have Afra Flomo, we have Emmanuel Ya, we have Johnson William, we have Alex Paul, we have Nathaniel, we have Samson Wee, we have Ellis Grant, we have Sekou Kanen, we have Sam P. Jala, we have Samuel Brown of District 1 in Nima County. We have Thomas Romeo Quia, we have Anthony Williams, we have Mohammed Dossi, we have Alex Noah, and a lot of names are on the list. But since we got a close contact with Honorable Sam Brown, we might try to place call to him tonight and try to authenticate whether the information we are getting about they signing on to a resolution to expel Representative Yeke Koluba is actually true and correct. Still updates here, the World Customs Organization has commenced a week-long specialized training on gender equality and diversity for members of the Liberia Revenue Authority. The Gender Equality and Diversity Committee with early indications showing strong impact on participant professional capacity and institutional outlook. The man Mohammed NZ Dole is watching us from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. Mohammed, good evening and welcome to the show. Abraham M. Tolman Jr. is also watching us here this evening. Abraham, welcome to the show too as well. Mr. Otello M. Johnson is watching us from Red Hill Community. Otello, good evening and welcome to the show too as well. Now, Sam is in the back. Let's bring Sam on. I hope they were here tonight. You will not bring a baby on me, so my never will start giving problem. Good evening, big brother Sam. How you doing?
Hi, Junior. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely good. How is your end this evening, Chief?
Well, I mean, we are here. Things okay. My computer's still giving me hell on my phone, which I don't like to be on my phone because on the show I receive a lot of calls coming in. So my computer, I don't know what's going on with it. Still not working, but I'm looking forward to it to face. But other than that, Junior, it's okay to be here and talk to our people, our listeners and our viewers around the globe. We just want to say many thanks to you for being here tonight again and to have a conversation with us. Good to be here.
Thank you very much. I know you've been following the news in Liberia today. You've been following a couple of them. There was a video circulating on the social media about 2 to 3 days ago, showing the Guinean military removing the cornerstone. And today, the authorities, the both country authorities, visited the site and reaffirmed the Liberian people and the Guinean authority that nothing of such happened and situation are under control. The Guinean themselves, they are calling for calm, they are calling for peace. That's according to report we've gathered from there, that they are working closely with their authority in their country to see how best the necessary thing can be done too as well. But the major issue today in Liberia is this explosion, the news of Representative Yeke Koluba being expelled. Some of his colleagues are calling for the House of Representatives to expel him from his position, and we've tried to get some names, some of the names that we are hearing. That we are also told that there are some representatives that are already signing to a resolution. As soon as they convene the meeting, their session, they will be able to put that on the floor. Now, this is one of our discussion points here tonight. Do you think, because we see other people, other representatives now backing Yeke, other people coming to say no, where you can't go after Yeke. We got so many training issues in the country that we're supposed to focus on. We are not supposed to do it this way. Other representatives to saying, no, Yeke, you're supposed to do this. You shouldn't have done this and all of that. Do you think this statement made by Yeke warrant the kind of attention it is getting, especially from those that are supposed to be discussing issue that are relating to the country, issue that is affecting the country, issue that is affecting our locals, issue that is affecting
Go ahead, Janelle. Listening to you, sir.
I going two sides of the
issue that is affecting our people, issue that is affecting the youth, the women, and all of those things are before the House of Representatives. They are not discussing those things, but they're calling for a meeting to expel their colleague. Do you think this is what our lawmakers should be venturing into at this point in time, at this critical time in our country, where young people are crying for jobs, schools are being closed, teachers are not taking pay, health workers are protesting, and all of that? We have it in the country, but they are convening a meeting to quote unquote expel one of their own. Do you think it should be done that way? Let's welcome to the show the CEO. Cyril, good evening and welcome. Let's hear you on the issue. While I try to place call one or two of these representatives that they are allegedly signing on to some kind of resolution to remove Representative Koluba and try to confirm that. Welcome. Sam, let's go over to you. I think the CEO is busy. What say you on this issue, Chief?
Janelle, I mean, this issue we are discussing at some point this few days, but my concern is when it comes to the House of Representatives, I know your statement was not a good thing. It was very unpatriotic. I don't think they should expel him for the House of Representatives. Sometimes people talk too much and make mistake. What I was asking for is, what I'm looking forward to is to allow Yeke to come out and appeal to the Liberian people, apologize to the Liberian people, clearly that he made a mistake, and they should be forgiving and move forward and go do his work. I would say he shouldn't say no more, but instead of his colleague trying to expel him from the house, it's not. I don't think it makes sense to me. That's not the only punishment. They could punish Yeke in a different way. For me personally, if I were in the House of Representatives, what I would say is for Yeke to come out and appeal to the Liberian people. Let him apologize that what he has said was in error, and Liberia is for order first. No one wants own Liberia. It's for everyone. When things like this happen, we should fight together and stand together as one people and common people. The only thing I would do, but I don't think it warrant expel or expulsion from the House of Representatives. That's what I would do.
Thank you, Chief. CEO, over to you. Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, so before we even go there, Sam, Donna, I want to say, we got a birthday coming up. So on the 27th, Friday will be our host, the Dr. Junior, the lawyer. They most talk about the bluff boy from Booyah, the man with the stylish movement. Will be his birthday. So Friday, to all our followers, we want to start wishing our host, the man that got the heat hour down pack, the man that got us here, the man that have been putting all the sacrifices over the year, over the months to get the heat hour here. I will start giving a story on the birthday session. I don't know if it meant, I don't know if he will be hosting the show or that Sam will be hosting that show on Friday.
And I was the show. That birthday thing, I don't leave it.
Friday
The
will
whole
be
birthday
Friday
thing, I don't
will
make
be
it
his
too much.
birthday. So we want to wish him happy pre-birthday to Mr. Payne. The man got all the top followers on YouTube. They don't know followers there. They can call the man directly from YouTube. But again, happy pre-birthday, son. To the topic, I think the Yeke situation shows how polarized our society is, our country is. Something that is wrong, that everyone knows is wrong, people will tend to politicize it. Even when you listen to the Marvin Coleman himself, he condemned Yeke's statement. He said, if what is going around is that if that's what Yeke said, then that's wrong and I condemn it. So he agreed to the fact that what Yeke said and what he did was wrong. But now the punishment now is where everyone is drawing their line. I think it's being politicized. You will see the representatives who are supporting the ruling party will want to take their side, and then the other folks. Even my friend Alex Noah from Sando County, he's a Sidician, so he's with Yeke. So if you notice the trend, almost all the representatives, the colleagues that will be supporting Yeke, they will all come from the opposition standpoint, and then the other folks will come from Unity Party or the ruling party. But I still stand by my word. I believe that too much is enough, man. Sometimes you can't. You have people talking, and when you cross the line, you have to be held accountable for that. Especially when it comes to Liberia's sovereignty, we want to put some type of respect on the House of Representatives. Those that are supposed to be holding people, making laws, and and doing things, they can't be talking like the way they're talking. So there has to be some type of checkpoint. The same thing they did to Prophet Key, they have to do the same thing to him. He has to pay for what he said. Well, what he said, as far as that's disrespecting the country, disrespecting Liberia, and from what I'm even hearing, there's some security implication. I don't know what security implication that is, but saying as a lawmaker, saying that the land in dispute belongs to another country, that's a slap to the face of our country. And I think he should. The man is saying he's not even going to apologize. So I think they should hold him accountable. He should clarify what he meant. And we all obviously know what he meant. We know what he meant by that. Sam, you coming on board in different format again?
I'm trying to see if it's gonna work.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's my take. I listened to the lawmaker there, Marvin Cole. He talked a lot, though. I know you have your topic implant on all lined up here, but sticking with your situation, I think it's going to be politicized. It's going to be politicized. There'll be opposition versus the ruling party. That's why it's going to end up being something similar to the fanatical fighting.
But do you think the statement that Yeke may warrant explosion?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they should get rid of it. I think they should. He should take it back. He should apologize. He should come out publicly. No, the man went on air and say, when I apologize, my back should be my front should be my back. Like, he got no respect even for the country that he serves. So the same way he said it publicly, I think he should go back to publicly resent that comment and say that's not what this is not this case. You got your allegiance when they were taking the oath and stuff, their allegiance to Liberia, to the country, and the people elected him to serve them. He can't be saying those things. And what he said was against the state. That's not even individual thing, not president or political, but it was against the state. He lied on Liberia. He said the place is not for Liberia, it belongs to Guinea, which is not true.
So information we're gathering is the call for another session. I don't know how they term that. I don't know whether it's called recession or what. That call is being made by the president. And this brings a kind of question to my head. that I want to ask you and Sam here tonight. The behavior of Yeke is not something that just popped out today. Yeah, it was something, I mean, it has been something that we all know from previous regimes and all of that. Don't you think the president knew Yeke? He knew the devil that he was dancing with before.
Yeah, you see, so this is where I think Liberians will respect former President George Manuel Weah, right? The former president took a lot of beating from your Yeke, from your Prophet Key, from all those people. And everything that you're seeing happening now, it never happened on the regime. He took everything. He took the slap for his left, right. They insulted that man all over the place. Sitting president, they insulted him, they called him names, insulted his mother, called him names, even the same Yeke man. The former president was almost like a toolbox to him when it comes to insulting. And I think one of the clips, he even admitted that he used to insult the former president and nothing happened. Then why now they coming after him?
Before you finish your thought, let me play this recording for you.
Yeah. Okay.
I think say, you want to vote for me to close my mouth, don't vote for me. Say, I'm breaking all of you. I think say, you want to vote for me to close my mouth, don't vote for me. All of you, I want to vote for me. For me to not discuss the person that you make president, don't vote for me. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. I don't want to vote. Because when you vote for me, when they do wrong and the way John we are doing wrong, the first I will get it and that's what John we are. When you want the country to go straight, you got a leader that told his mother, right? Yes. Yeah, today, I mean, Ambassador, we are myself, I did it with CDC. Everybody happy, right? But tomorrow you will feel bad. And I will not load in your faces. Let me tell you the truth. So the only thing you can do, I beg you, you're not a minister friend. Don't vote for me because you don't want me to discuss Ambassador Kwaka when you're being president or on the comments. Don't vote for me. Because when you vote for me, forget it. Because we're not going to make someone president and say that drop on an 08 problem. When an 08 problem, you're not the job we are there. When an 08 problem that you're not solving, not the job we are there.
Well, see, that's one of many clips from
That's
Yeke
what I'm saying.
Koluma.
That's what I'm saying. So that's who he is. And they knew him, and he was like campaign. I remember one time he even chatted bikes or bought bikes, and he went campaigning from place to place for those people. They were all friends, and they were all whining and dining together. There was no issue. Again, my respect to the former president. So now, if what you're saying, I don't know how factual it is that the session that they are calling for, the emergency session, if it was initiated by the president, then that tells you everything.
That's an alleged information that we get.
Yeah.
I've tried to call Representative Tawumbe, Representative Enes Mansier, Sam Brown, and the rest of the guys from NEMA, but they are not picking my call. I don't know why. Go ahead, CEO.
Yeah, so that's it. A lot of things happened during his regime, and he never took any action. He never retaliated. He never did anything about it. He just let it be. He allowed the peace to reign, and he allowed all the things to happen. So Yeke today is not a strange person to everyone, and he's doing what Yeke does. Yeke goes out there and talks, and look, see the man, bragging about insulting someone's mother. If you let me, if I let you, you do bad things. This, because I get a Joel amount, that's what see that type of thing. So that's how sad and petty and low line those guys are in terms of insulting people in the name of politics. But again, sadly, insulting people like that is not the reason to take someone. I know they did that to Prophet Key, but I also believe that Yeke took it too far by lying, saying that the land belongs to the Guineans. That especially with this time, very serious incident, very serious thing happening between two countries that have the propensity to lead to bloodshed, and you're there, talking things that you don't know about, or maybe you know about and you just want to go get at the president in the name of politics. That's very wrong, and I think he should at least he should retract his statement and apologize to the people of Liberia. This is not about him and President Barker. It's about Liberia and our respect and our sovereignty and what we are entitled to.
Thank you. I agree with you, CEO. You see, this is the problem that we face in Liberia. I tried to ask my big brother Siawete here yesterday on the show that if this thing that is happening under this current regime, if it was in the previous regime, they would have said the same thing, or they would have stood with the government at that time. And the response was, yes, I would have done it, you know, I would stand my ground, all of that. But the fact about Liberian politics is we keep changing the same circle around, the same bit of people. I was following some kind of information on Facebook. I don't know how factual it is. Just to take you back, I was told that the vice president of the Republic of Liberia was sponsoring a university election. Just a main university election. I don't know how factual is that information. But if that is true, then this is where the problem begins. If you look at someone like Yeke Koluba that used to insult previous leaders, and you wine and dine with that person because you wanted to get a certain position, you know, Henry Costa can say, President Baga used to tell him that it's good to dance with the devil to get somewhere. When you get there, you know what to do with the devil. I think that's what they want to do now with Yeke Koluba. They danced with the devil yesterday. They knew this devil, and he was bored with it. He said, if you don't want to vote for me, don't vote for me. But if you think you are voting for me so I will close my mouth in the future, I won't do it. But here is the fact. I keep saying this. The border issue is very cardinal to all of us. It's very important. But the extent in which things are taken, especially by our lawmakers who's supposed to be discussing serious issue in the country, they don't do it. They're confused. Taxpayer money is spent in FOIA to build, I don't know, ECOWAS, what or what. But the information we gather is that place is a presidential lodge. You've never heard the lawmakers calling those in position to answer to them. But because Yeke Koluba speak today, they are already on break, agricultural break. Now they convene another session. Allegedly, that session is called by the president. Action should be taken against Yeke Koluba. If possible, they should expel him from the legislature. Which kind of trend is our country taking? Well, nobody talking about the fact that Liberia budget is in 1.2 billion. But yet and still we're seeing people protesting for salary. No one talking about that fact. First in the history of Liberia, for our budget to hit 1.2 billion, the country still remains the same. The first quarter of the year is almost to an end. The first quarter is almost to an end. And here we are. There have been no changes in the country. Nothing have changed. Things still the same. Parents are crying for money to pay their children's school fees, and things remain the same. Civil servants still crying for low salary. In a country like Liberia, that things are expensive, you see formal sector, the minimum wage that people take home as gross salary is $143. Informal sectors is $93. The government is not addressing a lot of issues, but we are here passing here and there, calling for expulsion of a representative who expressed his feeling and his thought. We say, oh, you're expelling from there. Let him apologize. I mean, you guys call the president to order. You tell him what is happening in the country. You go across the country, ascertain the opinions of citizens, what they are going through. Go to the various hospitals. Recently, it was Phoebe Hospital in Bond County. The video that came from there, they were all troubling. But our budget is in 1.2 billion. I don't want me to say, oh, Junior, that money is small. But as a country like Liberia, that's what we have. It is a history for us to hit 1.2 billion. I have a lot to say here, but Sam, let's hear you on this issue. Then we can go to other ministry and agency in Liberia. The Ministry of Mines and Energy. Today, Representative Marvin Cole, he spoke of illegal mining in his district, in his county, Bond County. The Ministry of Mines and Energy, including several other ministries like Ministry of Labor. We got to discuss with ministry tonight before we leave this show. But with the issue of Yeke Koluba, I mean, if those representatives are signing to a resolution, and this is the trend that they usually take now. They don't go in session to discuss the issue. They will call each other on the phone, and they will just do what they're supposed to do once they arrive in session and they make noise, and then everything will just slide away and they leave session. They say, oh, that's the situation, that's the issue. That's how we stand. And we're hearing that allegedly they are signing onto a resolution to expel Yeke Koluba. I don't know how true is that. But if that is true, then I can safely say that the folks we have in the House of Representatives, they are all jokers. They are not working in the interest of the Liberian people, because there are really, really serious issues in the country that needs to be discussed, but they are not discussing them. Sam, let's hear you on this issue before we go to other topic for discussion.
Well, Junior, let me start by saying happy pre-birthday to you. Thanks for the time on the show. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you dancing.
Sam, I'm getting old. From
Of course you will.
1984.
Of course.
Yeah.
Nothing lasts
1984.
forever. Day by
I'll
day,
soon
you're getting
join
there.
you to say, maybe I will not be there with you people. I will soon join you in that statement.
Day by day, you'll get there. So, Junior, again, listen.
Mhm.
I don't care whatsoever way we put it. Our country has been a poor country based on the behaviors of our people, very unpatriotic. I don't care how they curse each other. I don't care how people struggle for salary. I don't care what people do in Liberia. But listen, Liberia has been there and will still be there. Those who came before us, they laid the foundation, whatever way they laid it, whether it's good or bad, Liberia has been there and will still be there. My only concern is for someone attempting to take a piece of land that we as a people, that we are there. It's for our country. Whether it's bad or good, it's our country. No matter how we treat it, it's our country. But for someone to come and say, okay, we'll take a piece of land, then it belongs to us, then people that we depend on them to speak for us, coming on to say, okay, that land is for the people, you know, no matter I don't care how we put it. It's very unpatriotic. It's very, very unpatriotic. There's no other way to put it. Those Yeke has the gut to come and say that stuff. No matter how you hate Joseph Boakai, you don't like Joseph Boakai, you hate Joy Ware, you don't hate Joseph, no matter how you call their moms. I don't care about that. They will call each other mom, Liberia will still be there. It has been there. But my concern is for someone like him to come out on a national platform to say stupid things, claiming that this land is for the people. You know, we have land that was taken from us. If you go to Danane, the mine area there in Arico, that's Liberia land, according to history. If you go to Guinea, the other side of it is that Liberian land, it was taken from us. So should we continue to give piece of land that our forefather gave us, and because of someone had power more than us, and then people would depend on to speak for us, coming on air to say stupid thing? Yeah, it's very unpatriotic. No matter, I don't care how much you put it, it's unpatriotic. But all I can say too is that there should be lesson learned. There should be lesson learned. I will continue to say he needs to come out to apologize to the Liberian people. By saying, I'll open my most stupid way. I am sorry, my people. I think that's why I want to hear from him. Whether or not there should be expelled from the House of Representatives, that one I don't think I agree with. Unless he refused to apologize, then they can take that position. But first of all, let them call him to order. That you are a representative. Maybe they could make him the real. I think maybe he doesn't understand he's a representative. Maybe he just have the name. He does not understand what it means to be representative. Because who are you representing? You are representing the people of Liberia from certain district. And the people depend on you. I don't think he understands that. But let him call him to order. Let him come back and appeal to his nation. Apologize to his nation. I don't think a warrant explosion from the House of Representatives. But time is coming. They can vote him out. But at this point, I don't think it's worrying that degree of taking him from House of Representatives. Again, another thing, Junior, any president can call for special sitting. Maybe there's something that the presidency, if it can call the House of Representatives to come back and do piece of work for the Liberian people. It's common. It happens. I don't think Joseph Boakai will waste his time to call representative to come and because of Yeke issue. Sometimes when we're addressing issue, we need to understand that there are some issue that it's not worth talking about. Why would Joseph Boakai call House of Representatives to come together because they want to for them to expel Yeke from House of Representatives from the House? I think there are some burning issues in the country. Like you rightly said, teachers are not taking pay. There are some economic issues and gasoline things are coming out. The war in Iran, globally, the economy is getting bad off. They need to set up a committee to work on those things. Those things can be addressed in the House of Representatives, but I don't think it's about Yeke business that the president will take a time and call representatives to get them together here so that I can take Yeke from there. It sounds so premature. I don't think the president will do that. So yeah, so let's move forward, and I think Yeke is very.
Thank you. I like what you said. You don't think the president will do that, but here is it though. No president in the entire world will call for a special sitting when there is no emergency in the country. The president already said that they are taking the Guinea issue diplomatically. How does that warrant a special sitting? That's the only emergency issue we got in the country right now. And why is it that the president will wait after Yeke made that statement before calling for a special sitting? The House of Representatives closed since. Why you waited? Sam, let's not try to bypass the issue. Let's go to the fact that I like the way you agree to my point. You say teachers are not taking pay. But the other side you're not capturing is first in the history of Liberia for us to have 1.2 billion budget. 1.2 billion budget, we expect things to change drastically in Liberia. Not gradually, but drastically. For things to change. But nothing changing. You see students on the street every day. You see teachers not taking pay. You saw the Phoebe Hospital in Banga. You saw the video that came from there recently. Very troubling. Very bad. But we got 1.2 billion budget. The first quarter of the year, the financial people are here. The CEO is here. CIWT is here. The first quarter of the year is almost finished. Things stay the same. It doesn't even feel like we are operating on a 1.2 billion budget. Nothing feels that way. Everybody complaining the country is hard. Things are difficult. Then the Iran war will enter inside.
But
make it
quickly, to Junior, having a huge budget, does it mean the money is there? I'm not an economist. I don't know nothing about economy when it comes to money thing. My areas is different, but hearing that P money need, that what my old man would say, the B money need, it mean the money there, or they looking
it
for it.
means it means the money is there. They look for it in the past, during the past year. Now they get it in this year, so they're spending it for this year.
So it
So
mean
look for
everything
next
they
year.
get. So that B money, it mean the government got that B money, everything.
Yeah, I think I'm 100% correct. The government got the big money. They got all that 1.2
Maybe
billion.
that one I allowed the
So,
economists on our
yeah,
show
let's
and
get the
discuss that one.
economists a chance. Maybe
That
they
one I
can
know
put it
it.
there.
No, that budget.
Well,
No, they ain't getting money in that budget. It's just a budget that is driven. It's going to be or supposedly driven by revenue collection. But we'll talk about that later on. So let
Okay.
me. I agree with Junior, but Junior, those are all something that they should take into consideration when they are making the budget. If you look at the budget, I don't know if you remember when we discussed it last time. They have line for everything, line for healthcare, line for this, and line for that. So once they get to that point, there should be enough money to be able to take care of that. If revenue are collected to be able to meet that budgeted goal. I read something somewhere. I don't know how true it is. I need to confirm that about the forecast of or prediction of some type of budget shortfall based on what they've collected so far. But going back to Representative Marvin Cole's statement that he made today. Welcome to the show, Dr. Silvete. So Friday will be our host's birthday. We'll start celebrating soon. Friday will be the host's birthday. So we say happy pre-birthday to him. So, but anyway, so here's what stood out to me. But in everything that happened in the Yeke, for me, I don't take that seriously. I take that as an offense to all of us, the country. But here's what stood out to me from everything that Representative Cole said. He said something that we all need to pay attention to. He highlighted the disadvantage our military folks, the folks who are serving our country, the military and the police people in the security sector. He highlighted how they are being overlooked when it comes to their compensation, when it comes to even their uniforms. He even went on to say that the police that the ones that are even guiding the president, their uniforms are all filthy, and you can see that. So there's no good incentives for young people to aspire to join the military. Then he referenced the U.S. When other countries, you see that military people have more reasons to join that military. I saw some posts from another gentleman on social media where he referenced that the Guinean military, I think their requirement to join is very low. I think sixth grade, you gotta be out of sixth grade, and what they make is around $500 compared to that of Liberia soldiers. I have the numbers of what our military, our brothers make, the guys in the army. I mean, when you see that, you will feel very, very bad. You'll feel very bad. They are not being compensated at all. There's no reason, no good incentive for people to join the military. But when you look at the budget, as Junior referenced, the budget, where most of the allocation go to the people that are in the house there, the representatives, some of them who I think they go to work twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday, for sitting. They're the one making their budget line, the budget line for them just lucrative. But yet and still, our security, the folks that are protecting us are not making anything. Right? And then, so look at this, right? This is the most recent number that I have for private in the army. This is their gross salary before taxes, $315. Then you have private first class, $340, corporal, $345, sergeant, $370, staff sergeant, $425, first sergeant, $445, master sergeant, $500. These are all before taxes. And these people have their family, they have their children, they have no mouth to feed, they have to pay their way and do other things. That those that even living in the barrack, he also referenced that too. He said the place is bad off, it's filthy, dirty, and people don't want to go there. So, and I agree with him. You know, most I listened to him keenly. He said this Guinea and Liberia border crisis, it will have a good side to it. And I think when it comes to that point, I hope Liberians don't forget about it the way we can. When things happen, we all go, we talk about it, and after 2 weeks, we stop. I hope it shouldn't be this case. I hope Liberians will be able to push their leaders for them to invest more into security. The budget line for our military should not be what they have now. It should be double, even not if not triple. I would say triple. Go out there and recruit, give the young people the incentive, give them the reason to join the military. The military should be career. While you go in there, you retire, and the people that retire, those that retire should also have that benefit. That also give people the motivation to be able to go serve. When you see your father in America, you Sam and Shelter Yorkman, you guys can see in America here, they got family of military background. They got a family of military lineage. They will go, my grandfather served, my father served, and I'm serving. Right? It's a pride to serve your country, but also the U.S. and other countries that do not forget their servicemen. Right? They do not forget their servicemen. So that's the thing that I listened to today. With all the thing that we're talking about, you get this, you get that. I believe that's something that we all need to push and have our people invest in that more. The military, our security forces. So I'll stop there for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CEO. Sewite, good evening and welcome. Let's hear you on this issue. You listened to Representative Marvin Cole today. He spoke on a lot of them.
I got my computer face finally.
I hope you don't transfer your problem to me. That's all. I just hope that you stay there with your problem, because once your computer fixes them, my own can start giving problem. Sewite, just to give you a heads up on the happenings. I know you've been following the news of late, but from Representative Marvin Cole, he spoke on a couple of issues. One of them has to do with a communication sent to them to reassemble, to take decision or action against Representative Yega Koluba. He also spoke of the way the Ministry of Mines have been issuing lessons to Class B mining company, and those people, they are doing illegal mining in Bond County and all of that. He mentioned it, but let's deal with the issue of Yeka Koluba and the military issue. Do you agree with his call that the military budget need to be increased, and we also need to have some sort of reduction in the criteria to join the military? Do you agree with him on that? And what say you about his stand on Yeka Koluba situation? He said he will not support any other idea or any other resolution to remove Yeka Koluba.
Thank you, Jim. Happy pre-birthday to you, and good evening to CEO and Mr. Badier. You know, I don't know this issue. You know, the House is a political theater, like I always say. Today, the Unity Party, for a fact, while it's true some of them support Yeke on some of the statement, like the one he made these few days regarding our sovereignty, I think the legislature, they got some work to do. They got a lot of cleanup to do. That's why I would say that's my opinion. That's not anyone's opinion. They got work to do, because I think of recent, the issue of moral is even a big question to the speaker. So if they have other bill to put for, he should even be cutting the web, because you hearing 73 grown men, people from diverse background, where you are all on tape, they calling you spouse when you marry, all kind of allegation and what have you. So if Yeke issue should be the discussion of the day in the legislature, I think is a sorrowful thing because we got more things to discuss. If the legislature as a body, if they want to show some level of integrity, they had the constitutional gavel. You go to section, call your care to order. I mean, there are penalties, right? There are penalties that you serve these kind of people, as a deterrent. They assume that before coming to your care issue, right? They assume that the Chief Justice got all the right. While some of us did not support, Prophet Key just going to jail, a rise and all of that. Sometimes, we took it as it is. But right now, if you look at the entire country right now, the country is calm because there were some decision made. The Chief Justice had all right because the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of justice in our country, of law. So they could even grab Prophet Key today, send him to jail. But their motive was to make sure that Prophet Key, had that sense of reasoning that what he's doing morally is not good for our country, right? So what I'm trying to say is the House, they got a lot of things to do. They got a lot of work to do. Yege Koroba issue, we agree he made regular statement the entire country lashing at him, but I don't think that should even be the meat of the discussion right now at the legislature, right? Because if we even go to the kind of discussion, most of them are kept, they will be caught in the web. Yeke, I mean, with all fairness, we benefited from Yeke today. He mobilized, he did all of what he all on radio. So those things are normal things. So if it was doing President Weah and other people, President Weah regime, we saw how nobody support his outbursts on how, the inventors and things he used. Now, I don't support anyone who does that. Like I usually say, leadership comes from God. But to reconvene, for me, I don't even want to dignify that Roman because what I do know, when the government or the legislature got more unfinished business, for example, what is happening at the border now, it requires legislative and intervention, other global stuff that the House or the government need to intervene as a country. A lot of unfinished businesses, those are normal legislative practice that happen. But for me, I don't even want to dignify what is a rumor. I know it's a fiasco. It will not work because they will not even want to set that precedent. So what I do know is that they are reconvening on the basis of they got some unfinished business, to attend to as a country. But I don't want to say it's because of Yeke. I mean, they may have a legislative politics and the legislative maneuvering, but it could not amount to just recording the legislature for Yeke expulsion or quote unquote. So I don't even want to discuss that. But in all fairness, Yeke issue should not even be the issue at the House. They got their own way, they got their rules they can use. But if Yeke issue will be, you have to come back only to expel Yeke, then I don't think they are serious. Even the speaker does not have a moral standing on some things to do that. That's why I would say for the Yeke issue. But with the reconvening of the House, I think it's necessary because there are a lot of things. The issue of price, even commerce and things, those are people they need to invite because, mind you, the House will be going for, I think, a month or so. So in the absence, people like the finance minister, the central bank, people that the financial stakeholder and people, the financial stakeholder, probably there are some things they need to do to finalize most of these, threatening situation, surrounding our economy. What strategy can they put in place now? What is going on? Maybe price, the issue of pricing, how they can handle that. Those are key things now we need to be looking at for the Liberian people. But if it only be the issue of what the issue of Yeke say somebody should that be a discussion for the legislature? I mean, they are not serious. If that happens, I would not even talk on it anymore because if that be the case, but I do know there are a lot of things the government had to discuss on. That's what I can say for that one.
How about
So the
the
issue of the military budget being increased, what say you on that, and
Gion,
reducing material and all of that?
Like the CEO was saying, right? Look, let me tell you one thing. The last time when I talked about the military, I feel that even the number that we got right now, the government is not even, and what I'm saying is not just unique to this government. It has been a HO thing up to now. If you even saw that when this government took over in 2024 in February, you saw the former AFL, women protesting for their dead husband's benefit. So that shows that it started as far back. And when you look at the people like the military, those are first-class citizens. They needed to be treated with utmost respect and value. But I mean, it's a sad thing. I got my cousin who is here in the military. Other people, other relatives are in the profession. They've been dignified. Even you getting on the plane, those are the first people. You give them a courtesy. Even at medical center, everywhere in the country, they are prioritized. But our own is on the average where the military are just kept in a buried there. I don't know what they are doing. Every morning they carry Becquerel or aqua oil to do what? They say military giving Becquerel or aqua oil to do what? So I feel that I mean the country, this is not just unique, like I said, to this government, but you see, like the last time when people saying, "Oh, our military need to move," the man sitting to Sheffrin whole year round, you not go anywhere, to the extent that most of these guys will leave the barrack if they got opportunity to get one Texas CEO. They will be running on the Vero highway, moving, going. Why is that? But we got lawmakers, just gasoline, they are making, 2,000 to 3,000 just on gasoline. SOEs collect all the money at the end of the day. They say they developing and the sector. They will contribute next budget year or in the next few years. So I feel that the AFL or the security apparatus as a whole, for me, is not just unique to the military, the AFL, the police, the fire service. In the first place, I don't know what's the role of fire service in Liberia. I'm still trying to figure it out because fire service, all the people, those are all security people, but they are not being, the immigration, they are not being actually treated fairly in terms of budget allocation. So if I were to be on budget committee, at least AFL, even a police should be making $500 or $450, 500 say at least with the economy we got. It's not difficult. That's why you see when people fight, that's why our people don't respect the police. How will they even be dignified? Because the gentleman wake up in the morning, I know other argument will be, oh, they need to be patriotic. Patriotic as what? The wealth is not equitably being, spread out. Someone makes 15,000, 19,000 on a monthly basis in both salary and everything. At the end of the day, you say someone should go stand at red light, direct traffic every day, 24/7 on the sun. So my argument is not only about the military, but the military carry a greater responsibility though, because we want to dignify them. Because in Liberia, when even people are protesting, if you are seeing that, police will go there, they will do what they can do. Soon a year, the military, everybody can disappear from that place. Because why those guys got special training. And mind you, our men are one of the most trained, because they were trained, well trained by the Americans, and they went out. Look, if you look at our military, most of them have gone out to serve on the UN peacekeeping mission, and they usually they are one of the best performers in West Africa now, followed next to Nigeria. our guys are leading the way in leadership. So if we don't dignify them, who will dignify them? Then at the end of the day, you want them to rush at the border only because you got conflict. That's, the military too, that's the last option. But for me, I support that the government, whether government today, government tomorrow, we need to dignify those guys. Because if you don't think, that's why you see in some countries, you live in Rwanda, you know what the people do to military there. They benefit just insurance. And there's a guy, we live close to each other at the time in East Africa. That a guy, the little he makes, I think they make around 500K. So see, if he got a greater rank, the 500K less than, I think, either 350 or 400, but there are a lot of immunity and benefits that come. Children's school, they go to good schools, hospitals, and a lot of things. But Liberia, I don't know what are those programs are even in place. That's the thing. Because if you making small money, I think there should be some, there should be some things that will benefit you and your family. But that's not happening to us. So I would support that. And I think the House reconvening is not for I don't want to dignify that, but I know that the president got a lot of unfinished business in the House. That's what I can say.
Thank you so much, Siawete. Now, another issue that Representative Marvin Cole stressed out today that I want us to discuss too is the illegal mining activity in Boone County.
Yeah, John. Before we go there, let me add something to this for Cyrus to chip in on, and then from there we, Cyrus. One of the things that our people in Liberia don't understand, I think they overlook the military, right? In Liberia, when they talk about military, they're thinking about gun, war, and things like that. In developed country, let's take for example the U.S. The military comprises of so many things, and what the military does is it encourages people to even go to school, further their education, and they provide a GI Bill. They provide scholarship grants. Let me just put it that way so people can kind of understand that from that point. So they encourage the military. So the military is not just your regular military, but it's a military that is well equipped, that is intelligent, that is well educated. And I think the government should also put that into play, right? Where the military, our military folks in Liberia, part of their, I don't know if that's what the case is now, part of their benefit package should be education, free education for their children, and other incentives, including themselves. If they want to go to school, if they want to further their education, including themselves, they should have some type of scholarship, transportation benefit, other incentive that will ease their pay. From what I'm told, that little small salary for $300 I want to give to them, and when they take the taxes out, that take home pay around $200, $225 also. So you that paying your way, let's say if you're not at the barrack, you're working in town, you got your children to feed, you got a school fees, and you take your home $220, $225. How you expect the people to go to school? How you expect their kids to go to school? I think they should try to cut down some of the waste they have over there when it comes to the lawmaker salary, and divert some of the money. Sam, I know you agree with me on this, to the military when it comes to their benefits and their children benefit, education benefit. Let that help with easing. I don't know if they still have it now or they have it now where the military children will go to school on either on some type of discounted school fees or either free tuition. What's your take on that? You think that will help people, encourage people to go to get more involved with the military? Because right now, as it stands, I see what they said. The people are not happy. They're not happy. We're talking about gaining things that the people, most of them are not even happy. I time for you to know us now. When we're sitting down here, we're struggling, we're suffering, nobody know, and then we have our lawmakers that are making thousands of dollars. You're muted, Sam.
But see, that's why most time people, that's why sometimes I'm sorry to say, sometimes it even create the issue of harassing because you know the guys got control. It's very easy. That's why you see even up to now, like you said it last time, they are keeping our military into that minute number,
Yeah.
that minute figure. So, but on the overall, it's unfortunate because if you don't, those guys they are trained to do a lot of things. So in our Liberia English we say cat and rat play. So the government, the military, I think they are on a little cat and rat play.
Thank you. I agree with you.
So, CEO, yeah, it's true. I mean, those are good proposals for the military. Again, who will sit on the show and say they don't want better for our citizens, and especially men and women in uniform? I have said this before, and I continue to say, we are living in a geopolitics now. We need to invest more into our militaries, and security as a whole. Because I think that what we are paying, the budget that we have for National Security Agency, NASA, I think it's too much. We need to dive into NSA. People will say, "Oh, NSA money is not from Liberia; it's from America." But does Liberia doesn't provide anything at all? That's some of the crazy argument they can bring. But if it's true, why is it that every time when those BB budget then can pass through NSA, because is that a corruption agency now? So we need to be patriotic to our own self. This is our piece of land. The way we handle things in our country is bad. The greediness, the love for money destroying the country slowly, day by day. CEO, let me say this. Eddie Melvin, now you call it Snow, Melvin Cole. He's one of those dramatic guys too. Some of the things he's saying, when this is my problem with these guys. When it's not in their favor, they will say all the good stuff. But when in their favor, they will never say anything. That guy was there during George Weah time. He didn't say nothing. How long he been serving? When things are in their favor, they will come and talk all the nonsense and bullshit on television. But then when it comes to reality, they will never say anything. Then concrete. Look at what he's saying. Everything he analyzed. When does he know that the police have filter uniform? And by the way, it's a disgrace. He can't come and talk, even though why it's true that the uniforms are dirty and stuff like that. You can't come on the social media and the public. Sometimes the guy can forget too. On the radio, you can't say, on press conference, people watching it, the police uniforms are so filthy. How long you been represented in the House? These guys have serious utterance problem. How you will come on a national platform and address our state security that way? I know there is a problem. Is that something that you can address it with your colleagues instead of coming on the social platform to disgrace the people? See what the utterance today, it does not make sense. He's nowhere from me. He's no different from Yeke Koluba. This is a guy who challenged the same police that he's talking about. They are filthy. 2 months or 3 months back, he challenged the police from pulling him over. He was driving, I think one of the car had no plate. When the police pulled him over, he said he was going to beat the hell out of them. It's one of the problems in the country. Then he come open his mouth talking about police uniforms are filthy. And these guys they don't even supposed to be around or near power. These are the disgrace of Most of these guys are disgrace for this country. When you got to know that police uniforms filthy, that you seen police when they pull you over the license for your plate, you say you wanted to beat them, you challenge them. It's all power greed. And they will come on the platform and open the mouth and the way they use words. So, CEO, listen, I am a big favor of increasing the budget of our security as a whole. Why you're reading there is so sad. In a country like Liberia, where U.S. dollars dominate, the liberty is nothing. It's just another nothing. Where we don't do business in our own dollar, everything is U.S. So I felt so bad. At some point, I went to buy gas. I think I was in St. Paul, some kind of gas station on the right-hand side. If you're going further down, the guy, can you imagine the guy got to refuse and told me, say, oh, we don't sell gas in Liberty, we sell gas in U.S. I said, but that U.S., that America here, you're crazy in the country. I told him point blank, you're crazy in this country. This is not America. And he stood there, he was just looking at me. I said, this is what making the country crazy. What the hell you in Liberia? You telling me, say, you can't sell gas in Liberty. And these are stupidity that are happening in our country. But you will see these so-called lawmakers, some of them they are God low like my own of God. They just go there, they sit down, they make noise and leave from there. What are they doing for the country? Liberia is the way it is. It's the way it is. So sometimes these guys, I don't take them credible. Yeah, it's true. Our security get challenged. He needs to go and send a communication. If he was a good lawmaker and not coming on social media to talk nonsense, he should go there and send a communication. My people, we need to increase the police budget, especially for the uniform, saying, it's filthy. Indicated and say, you know what, we need to increase the budget so the police we can order more uniform for them and dress nice and be in the streets. But no, when small thing happen in Liberia, see who they call? Police. When the police didn't go there, big criticism. Again, when police go there, they do something, police this. So I am, I started policing. Police are the first contact of the country. So I will not sit here and not talk good thing about police. It will be an injustice. I know what the challenge that this guy go through every day.
But I don't think he was talking bad about the police per se, though. He was speaking directly to the leadership, the lack of support for the police.
How long he has been there? Does he have to come and say the police uniform look filthy on them? Even if he's speaking to the leadership.
But when you filter, they can say you are around the show, you telling the lawmaker you talking BS.
Yes.
Why you think the lawmaker say that the uniform?
Listen, I'm not a lawmaker. And if I have the means to draft a bill,
Sam, you're not a lawmaker, but you elder. You're from the Green City.
Yeah, you know what power elder get that? If I can submit bill right now and say police uniform go up to 1 million, I would do that. If I'm speaking to my young people, that's a different thing, Junior. I'm speaking to these guys who get a gut to come and say for the uniform look filthy on them. But if they don't say those things in the house, let's be honest, man. When these guys are not in position, when they're not going their way, they will come and say something to bad sentiment from the poor people because the poor people don't understand their language. But somehow we understand their language. To be honest, I taught when I was teaching, there are some police officers were in my class. We discussed some of these things. It is bad. I understand it's really bad. I think Liberia needs to do a little bit better for our security, especially at the time we're in now. The military needs to get more money. At least if the private can make at least 700. Even though they're not paying rent, but listen, it's too costly to live in Liberia. Everything, is in US dollars. Everywhere you turn, when Liberian men see US dollars, they can be shaking their body because they love the money. You go carry Liberty. Can you imagine, to end here? My own auntie, surprisingly and crazily, I have spent almost 7 or 8 months in the country. My budget is nothing now. I went somewhere, I gave my auntie 5,000 Liberty. They won't look at me and say, oh, saying they came from America, that the money, that 5,000 Liberty they will give to people. Can you imagine? Saying, because I give US dollars. So these are things that are going on in our country. But I hope and pray that one day that the people will do well. President Baka, no matter what it is, our president, he needs to think about this thing. Yes, development is good. Our security need to be well paid, so that they can protect and defend our country. We are in a state of dilemma now. We need to know and understand where we are, the geopolitical thing we are in now. We need to identify whether we're on the other side or we're on the other side. So I will stop here and say Melvin Cole is just a big muff guy. When they are not going their way, they come and talk nonsense. But when in their way, they will never talk.
Marvin Cole, we're not going their way, they can talk nonsense. But I think he's saying the right thing. Most often the decision is made from the executive and it's sent to those guys. There are certain decisions that are taken when it comes to budget allocation. It's taken by the executive. And the lawmakers, once that thing reaches to them, they focus on their interests and their district interests, what the hospitals in their district will be getting and all of that. The issue of national security, I think the government itself too need to be looking at direction. I don't like to talk more about Rwanda because the people here, they got more restriction on how things are said about their security and even everything in the country. But Sam, you will not imagine that every year this country graduates 6,000 military personnel. Whether you will go serve or you will not go serve, they will keep you on reserve, you just be there. On reserve, you can go work in other entities, but that particular military stuff will guide you. And if that 1 or 2 cents they're giving to you, you are reserved, you're doing other job for yourself, you can go do it. But here we say in Liberia, I don't know whether the figure we're getting online, whether it's true or not. Like Siawete said, it is not unique to this administration. But I think this administration came with change, so they should be the one to change that. And they have to do it immediately, effectively. The issue of national security is very paramount. That's the first priority of every government that take over that country to lead. And I agree with Sam. The fact that some of those lawmakers will be sitting there, they have been there for like 10 years now. They have never think of such a thing. And Marvin Cole is one of those people. Marvin is saying today that his county borders with Guinea, and they got some of their citizens in Guinea. When did he know that his county border with Guinea? With all the time he been there, I know very well that he himself know that those borders, those little borders or small borders in his county, they are not well guarded or protected. But he has not raised those issues before. He has never spoken on them. The reason why we sit on the show, we complain about Burkina Faso's influx in the country is the same border issue. The borders are not protected. Same if you are fortunate to come to Rwanda one of these days and you go to those various borders, the border between there and Tanzania, the border between there and Congo, the border between there and Uganda, Burundi, you get to know that the people don't joke. Before you enter the country, you must enter legally. But all of our border point in the country, everything vulnerable. Everything. See Nima as it is. The only crossing places that are recognized in Nima with all of those crossing points, the only border you will see down there, they will not reach to 5. The ones that are protected, that are guarded, they will not reach to 5. They will not. So you got Ganta, you got Loguatu, you got Butu, you got Plolewi, and then you get some part of behind Yekipatu. You also have a border there that is protected. But the rest of them, they are not. Pamplay is a tiny Ivory Coast. It almost in Buyao. Doba is a tiny Ivory Coast. Doba is almost in Buyao. Those places are vulnerable. Everything's still vulnerable. And we keep talking about it on the show. We keep saying it. I don't know. It's getting now irritating. It's getting very disheartening to be discussing on the show. Always we come here, we discuss the same issue, and nothing is being done. No changes going on. The government not doing anything about it. People that Yeke Koruba no kind of will say their own thing. I know Yeke Koruba is one of my favorite lawmakers, followed by Senator Abraham Darius Dillon at that time when he was still in opposition. But for now, I think maybe he's not doing pretty good again, in my opinion. So Marvin, what he said today is not bad. It's better late than never. We can still take decision based on that. He can still raise the issue. And it's better late than never. Now, I want us to go to some of those ministry and agencies in Liberia before we call it a night. The Ministry of Mines and Energy, Marvin Cole, raised a very grave allegation against them today. Now, those guys mining in his district, they did not obtain the proper lesson. They gave them Class B mining lesson, and they are doing Class A mining in his district. One of the things he also stressed is that when the company went for their mining lesson, they fraudulently put some of his development into their mineral development plan. They also submitted that to the Ministry of Mines and Energy. And Mines and Energy gave them that paper. My question to you guys tonight before we go, do you think that the Ministry of Mines and Energy taking you from Bon County, carrying you to Nima, with the way Acela deal was signed, and also taking you across the country to Jetty, to Firestone, and all of those people that are operating cooperation in the country, and I also want to add the Ministry of Labor. Do you think they are doing very well? The reason why I'm bringing Ministry of Labor here is that the Ministry of Labor take care of the entire workforce in the country. What I'm told is the minimum wage for formal sector is $143. Informal sector is $93. Looking at our current economy, the way the global world is currently, as a country, people still making $143 in formal sector. And when they say formal sector, they are talking about concession areas, where Marvin Cole is complaining from today, where we had the aggrieved AFCON workers complaining recently. So I want to hear your take on this. Do you think the ministry should do more scrutiny? Do you think the ministry should go after those companies that are not operating in their scope and take away their lesson to set precedent in the country? I want to start with you, CEO. You can make your take on that. We go to Sam and then Siawate.
I think I'll pass to Siawate. I want to get Siawate's perspective on this, and I will, as our brother Chris can say, I'll dive into that a little more.
Okay.
Siawate.
Yeah, thank you, Gian. You know, I wanted to make comment on the Marvin Cole issue. You know, like the big brother rightly put it. I'm not here to, you know, they say ones who come with equity must come with clean hands. You know, Liberia is just what it is. Everything we do, people politicize it in the country. Marvin Cole came to the house 2017. From 2017 to 20, I think we are in 8 years now per the time he went to the house. He was the ranking member. He was a ranking member under President Weah administration for 6 years as chair on, I think, rules and order. And it was recently he was, they reshuffled them based on, the majority bloc when they took over. So all of these things are just carrying on a loud conversation because he's not in leadership now at the legislature. But beyond him being in leadership, he has that responsibility to raise those kind of argument. You were arrested a few months ago for offensing the traffic. You were making the loudest noise. I mean, he's one person, he just talked. I think what I've seen about him is he's a very loud guy. So he just talk loud, he talk very loud. That's how some people speak and address issue. But I think all of these things are belated. When is not late for his advocacy, to me, that's why I would say it's not late. He still got the opportunity to convince his colleagues. He will not bring such thing on the floor and people won't support it. It should be back when you bring in this kind of information. I mean, everyone in the country are interrelated. It's a small country. So if Marvin could bring about increasing police salary, the wage and the benefits and policy that will guard them to dignify them, I don't think they will have any issue. But I think he had the opportunity to do that. So all these things people are misusing. That's why I said people are misusing, to be frank. They are misusing because all of what he's telling us, the best place to do is the House. He got they just a born legislative caucus. He can convince them to make a very unique communication and submit it, in session. The Liberian people will buy that idea. That's what I can say. He had all the opportunity. If he was not in the House, I could say no, but the gentleman is not there now, so he don't have the opportunity to do that. But right now, he got all other opportunity, but that does not mean he can say it, but he had the opportunity right now to do a communication and submit it to the floor. The work they do is at the legislature. We are doing our citizen journalism to put pressure on them. So he putting pressure on us now. I don't understand the role. So he become an advocate for his, towards himself when he already in the House. So our role is to remind them that what we are doing and the role they should play. But he can be there and telling us what they should do. Then that means he's not working. That's what I would say on that aspect. With the issue of money, I think a few months back, I attended, a workshop for a week when I was with the Ministry of Finance regarding the artisanal money. So, the Manan River region is hugely, they got a very huge deposit of gold. That's just a mineral as a whole. So the artisanal money is everywhere in the region, where you see people just come from everywhere. First thing what I would say, Gino, is that our system is being challenged. Our system is being challenged because the first thing, the classes of the lesson we need to understand, maybe I will just get a little light on it because like the class A, that class A, you're talking about the mining lesson, like those large scale mining, like you got, Mita and the rest of the folks, those are the class A there. So then the class B next to the class A. So all these companies, what happened like in Liberia, for example, like Mita, if a company comes to there and sign an agreement there, just look at the previous concession. You will see that most of these agreements are even signed. All of those corporate responsibilities that should even be done by them, they could not. They could not go. So, like for example, like the class A, that's where a feature around the validated period you talk about, like MITA, where you're talking about the mineral development agreement will be around like 25 years. And you know, where they will sign NDA agreement, all these ones, those are the hard skill. Those are the hard skill money, you know, lesson. Then the class B there, it get to do with the medium skill. So that means that one next to the first one, that one they own, their period of validity, I think it should be in 5 years. It should be in 5 years. So all of them play the role as step by step, but like the class C is a that's where they get an additional small skill. That one has to do with where you can go. You know, you as a person, you go to the Ministry of Finance, get you know your legal document, what qualify you as a person to mine. But that one is renewable. The document is renewable. I think it's in a period of 1 year. Sometimes you go to experiment or in the mineral where they call it exploration, and you know to determine what you want to do there, and you even go there where okay, like for example, what they are doing to the border these few days, those are artisanal mining there, the low skill mining. So what can happen in our country? What begin the problem is this, and that's also in relation to the Ministry of Commerce too as well. So when we deal with that, okay, the exploration lesson, all the one in the A and B, C, all those issues in that's where you know the problem is. That the class A, the high skill, that's 25 year, then the time they will work for like MITA, those are concessional money. So don't want the next way I said that one has to do with the because the class A has to do a very large capital. Very large capital that also has to do with is inclusive of foreign, you know, foreign investment and all that, like what is happening to you know in MITA there. So even if you look at what is happening now in Liberia, what can happen is that those guys they come in disguise. You know, class A is very difficult to get. Let me say this today. Maybe Marvin Cole, he didn't understand that aspect. But class A CEO is a very critical lesson to get. That one is government discussion.
Yeah, that's the highest. That's the highest of all the
That's
lessons.
the highest, you know, money to that is highly capital. It's a large capital discussion that has to do with NDA and all these things. But where the guys can confuse the thing is, they will come on in disguise, you know, as a class C. So you know the class C, what can happen is that the class C allow you, you know, for some machinery stuff like that, but not really extensive as to
Right.
not extensive as to class A, class
Of
B and
MD,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do a maybe exploration, you know, the diamond go and thing there. You
The
go in
small ones, yeah.
on a low scale. So what happens is that when they come on a class C, they come in disguise. So when they get a document, and this class C, what I do know is we Liberians we should be prioritized. For us Liberians. So what will happen is a Chinese man getting a country, he goes to Junior, he asks Junior, oh my man, I want us to do business. Get to do the business, we have conversation. You, Gianna, you serving as the manager or the CEO for that business.
You're a Liberian now.
You Liberian, CEO for the business. At the end of the day, they get to realize that it's one Chinese man. But you who are the CEO, you are not even making good 500. But that business portfolio, the revenue portfolio is around maybe $1 million or $1,000. But you're there doing class C, and you even doing more than class B. So that's what happening. People, the monitoring system is another challenge that they got in the sector.
So they'll come with a class C thing,
Yeah,
and then
they
they'll
come
start.
with a class C. Yeah, they come with a class C, for example, in disguise.
And
Then
then-
because you know the business classes in Liberia, right? The clamor is they prioritize certain classes of people. So like you go to Grand G there, they got it because they got brokers for them. So obviously there are brokers, they got a neon, they got all the ones. So what happened at the end of the day is they gentlemen go register with a broker neon. He's a broker, he buy diamond, gold, and what have you. After the conversation, the man go to the bush, carry on, he experiment. That his lesson is valid for 1 year for the class C now. So he goes to the bush. All our people know
That class C, man.
yeah, that class C, he goes there to do a business. At the end of the day, what he gets, that gentleman need is in our business. Then the class B, when you get a class B, for example, like the class B lesson, I think it should be mixed. It should be mixed. Both the citizen and that of foreign investment. So it's a medium scale where Liberian owned company or medium enterprises are involved. So that's how it is. That's why you see the proliferation of a lot of foreign nationals into our mineral sector. So our challenge is actually over the years have been the issue of monitoring, compliance, and all of that. So the issue of compliance, that's another huge challenge in our sector. So if you got a sector, for example, like a class B that is renewable in 5 years, you get our stuff. And that class B is a critical start to CEO because it requires proof of technical and financial capacity. So a Liberian man, like what I was saying now, a Liberian man, you go to the bush, you do a document, that is valid for 5 years, because it also allow you to carry on some how they call it, machinery operation. So you go to the bush with your excavator, all the machinery in the bush. At the end of the day, they project you as a property owner, and all the while is going, people are invading the country revenue. So they don't come directly. What the people sort of get, they're going on to the Chinese man or the Lebanese man. So at the end of the day, the guys just go in disguise. They say, oh, having second business center or company, but your name is not even on a company account.
The document, yeah.
It's not on a company account. So at the end of the day, the guys come, they use our people. Even what we supposed to get as a corporate and social responsibility at that local, they don't get it.
But it goes to the ministry, the mines and energy, whatever it calls.
Yes, that's policy we need.
Yeah, that's why they too, they are not implementing, they are not enforcing the law. So Sam, giving lessons to people is a separate thing, but there has to be a force, a department that is responsible for enforcing, making sure that these guys are, like you said, they are operating within the confines of what they are entitled to do, the license they have to.
But CEO, let me just kind of before saying, right? I had this experience when we went for that workshop. What can happen is they got different type of lesson they give. They got experimental. Sometimes they give you lesson for experiment where you go to experiment. I think that one they call it I call it in the money fee. You go to experiment to know why it's in the ground.
Yeah.
They gave you the lesson. So when some of them get our lesson, then they're using it for a class C or in fact for a class C or class B purpose. So once they get to the bush there, they just talk to the people, they carry on our conversation, they turn people, they say, okay, my man, we come here to check whether we can see this here. That means start working. So a few people are there, they just go in conversation, maybe with a commissioner, that's the artisanal money right there. They just go to the bush there, sit there and move the machine. But right, class C, you don't go to that level with a machinery. So they get a team for exploration, then they go now for mining. And it should not be. That's one of the things.
Yeah. So Sam, over to you. I know you've been following the conversation. So I think this where the lack of accountability, implementation, guidance come into play. Then the ministry, the government itself is feeling the Liberian people, because if you issue a license, we get regulators all over the place, or that should be over the place, regulating those guys, making sure that they are doing what they're supposed to do. And if you violate, no behind the house thing, no brown envelope, nothing, and then the discipline you. But we are not having that. And before you come in there, Sam, to your point that Marvin Cole, Representative Marvin Cole, said something about the people that are invading our land. They come here with different airplanes and then they take our minerals. So he's saying that I haven't been following him. Is that something that he said before, or he using this Yeke incident, or he's mad because he also mentioned that Pape name, I don't know, Yumali from Lofa. He also referenced in his speech that is he mad because of the alleged mining out over there? Why is he speaking now? Or is it something that he said before, that he spoke about before? Because he made a lot of grave. And then when you listen to him, you could tell that he was speaking out of frustration, or he was venting because he's not happy.
So, let me put it in the Liberian, typical Liberian English, and a simple way. The men are chopping. The chopping area closed for him. If the men were chopping, he will not talk. He's not chopping. That's how they behave. That's how these guys behave. See, listen, I left from here. Like I was sharing my story with you guys the last time. I left from here, I went to Liberia. I lived in Liberia for 1 year. In the politics, social activity, academic. So I was all over the place. And I was acting just like no one. I was studying the country, because after so many years living in Ivory Coast, coming here, and because I was pretty young when the war came, I left. I came to Ivory Coast in 1996, 7. I was in the bush there. I didn't go to Monrovia. So the good thing I could do for myself was
when you Ivory Coast, what year?
95, I believe, because we were in the bush there.
But when you say that, you call it what is it again?
Green City.
Green City, you call it Green City. You call it Green City bush.
So we were in the bush there, and from there I went to the Ivory Coast and went to school and came back here. So the good thing I could have done was to go and study the country. I went there. I was into politics, Liberty Party. After that, we ran around the country, tried to be politicians. And I was just there studying the country. So it's pathetic. Our system is broken. I can't even say broken. It's destroyed beyond repair. Listen, if you really study Liberia really good, you will not even want to talk about the country. It's bad. It's pretty bad. All the young men and women, when they don't have position, when they on the radio, they will talk like Jesus Christ is coming down there, the most precious and saint in the world. Oh my goodness, this country is a disaster. In a loose society like Liberia, when the one person don't have a position, they will come, when they come, they talking on the radio, you see, hey, if I put the other guy there, thing will change. But put them there once they start getting something.
Once
they start chopping, you will never hear that person again. Maybe one of these days I will share my document that I wrote from Liberia.
Is it part of your book? The book you're writing?
Yeah, but no, the book is pretty much different. But something I documented from Liberia as my guidelines. So when I go back again, so I can look at some of the things, how the society, works. I might share with you guys at some point. It's bad. The country is bad. So Marvin Cole is talking is because he's not chopping. If Marvin Cole were chopping right now, he would not say all of those things he's saying. Okay? And how unpatriotic it is for the country. When this man came to House of Representatives, it's been since 2017. Marvin Cole got elected. He's a very disgruntled guy. I just hated how he treated the police when the police pulled him over. The guy said, "I will beat the hair out of you people." Can you imagine? I would love for that video. You will play it one day on the show. I was watching the thing live. The guy was fuming. Oh, you are representative. Those guys still on their ground too. They say, "No one. If it's no play on it, we don't care. Whatever you say it." Marvin Cole not chopping. But society rightfully put it. The society we have is very, very dramatic society. Somebody will go, you will carry people who have interest to do business in the country. Once they get linked with somebody, the person will go and speak for the people. That license thing you're talking, they will go and ask for this other license, and then they will go and do their own thing because Liberian man, and then they will say, "You know what, let's go, I will get a man some more thing." And then when they get the other license to upgrade, someone will go and chop something in somebody's hands. The other one is done. Then you'll see the pure money, whether class A or class B or class D or the money. So these things are not strange in Liberia. It's a complete loose society in the country. The system is broken down, destroyed. How do we build this thing? That's the question that we have. Maybe better than that question that we have in Liberia. Can democracy build Liberia? That I don't know. I don't think democracy can do nothing for Liberia now. The society we have now, democracy is not an answer. I might sound so crazy tonight, but democracy is not an answer for Liberia's problem right now. The dishonesty is in almost in everybody in Liberia. Do we have the committed military way back? Men who stood on their ground. People like General Thomas G. Quinbaden, even though Samuel Doden, the scene Samuel Doden, they win different way today is because of the politicians. They destroy those guys, they put them against each other because they were not educated to that level. So the politicians then they win against each other. But those military those days, when we talk about committed military, trained military, who were very patriotic to their country, I want to sit down here and believe that money was not their problem, but serving their country was a joyous thing that they could do for the country. I don't know if our current military. I am not trying to denigrate our current military. They are very trained people, but when it comes to governing, are they able to really govern the country if something goes wrong tomorrow? Would they be committed to the country like the other previous ones? That I don't know. CEO, I can tell you for a fact, sitting down here, like I always tell you people, I might not get there with you, but Liberia, democracy is a hell now for Liberia. We can talk from now to Judgment Day. Democracy Liberia's problem now, democracy might not be the solution. Every rules and regulation, everything is broken down in the country. Too much greed for money is destroying the country. See, you take white man and go to Liberia with one white man, you will see the difference. Once they see white man's skin, they think that you not be made $1 billion. Everybody will just be. I mean, it's so sad.
So what the white man will do? I'm confused. What is different? What the white man will do?
They see you with white man.
Oh, they will respect the white man.
Hey, that money. That money. So we have taken these folks from Cedar Rapids, we took them to Liberia. They were interested in agriculture. It was me, Jeremiah Wapo, Burton, and a group of other people who went. When we went and see you, our own people would carry. They too, they crazy because they know Liberia. They went, they jump behind it, some representative and other people can.
Talk. Start reading. Talk.
So,
Fumbaze,
Fumba, all way with you.
man, I told them think the same. They got the same ideology.
So we are carrying these people. See you. The people from Labor, I think Labor Ministry, they came they met with the people. So the people then too, we carried them. These guys, they humiliated us. They were going in the meeting. They told us we can't be with those people. So, you know, the Ellington or the government official didn't have to come. They were calculating how to get paid when they get the land, when they invest into agriculture, how much each person will get. Those men started sweating. They been there 2-3 hours. They can't get a figure. We say now, these two, they're stupid. Because instead of say, oh, these people brought us, we don't know the system, let them come in and sit with us so we can guide them. They didn't do that. Because in any way, they created the barrier in a way that we shouldn't be there. So we probably know what they will be working on. So Sally, those men, they got so annoyed. They came out. When we came back to the US, they decided to go back to Liberia with any agriculture program. So, and when we asked, the other guys said, oh, can you imagine? We haven't even started the business yet. They were talking about giving in a cut. What do you mean by cut? I said, oh, you don't know what they got cut? Then you go sit down with them.
But I blame you though. I blame you and the person that carrying them.
But what can I do? That government official then they say, we can deal with these people. So I can't force myself.
But say all the people in the beginning, you go down there with somebody, then go.
But you are partner. You are partner in the business. Why should you be out?
You should not be out.
You gotta respect the people, their decisions sometimes.
No, but you should have told the people, the society, you should have better explained to them to have a hint.
Myself at that time, I didn't even know.
No, Sam. So here's what you should have done, right? You should have told the people, I'm part of the delegates from the states. Simple as that. You have to be part of it. Yeah, you're part of the delegate. So they can't say because you're from Liberia, you're from the Green City.
The white guys won't pull you out. They won't pull you out.
So unless the white people that the white people were
so like I said, they didn't say we're crazy. They didn't know Liberian people. They deal with them that way. They were sweaty. Oh, Sam. I said, no, don't call my name, sir. So anyway, see that all I'm saying here is our country is the way it is now. When I sit down, I think all we're saying, the crowd will cry on a daily basis on a show. We hope that one day some people will rise and make Liberia better. And they'll put money aside and say, well, this is the only country we have. We need to fix it. No matter what it is, we need to fix it. See, the class A, class B, when they will give them a class, whether class C, they will go in the bush and they will turn it to class A. It's all because they want something. They will encourage people, oh, give me something when I get the other guys. Everything is in Liberia is something. Give me small thing, get them small thing. And most of the thing we're talking is not computerized. If we need a digital system too in Liberia, I don't know whether it will work. It's just hard to say. But at the end of the day, Marvin Cole shouldn't come sit down and talk in a lousy voice with no solution, just to cause show, and that's a mere bluff. Can't sit there and talk nonsense. I start right there.
I'll give you a quick example. This is my closing. So this is my closing. So
Yeah, see, I beg you before you close. Let me play you this recording. Let's go for a short break. We'll be right back. Still with us.
Yeah, fine. So kind of thing again.
So they're making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea King will collect the land.
Oh,
Joseph Boga said they're not paying no, Ghana making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea King will collect the land.
oh.
Are you
supporting Guinea?
Bossman?
Are you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Boga said God is not making new land. So Guinea feel within themselves that the land is for them. So they keep on the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
You know, NSL built only for the airport people, right? So airport people cannot go locality there. Joseph Boga complete. Joseph Boga said they're not paying no, Ghana making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea King will collect the land.
Oh. Are you supporting Guinea?
Bossman?
Are you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Boga.
Well, CEO, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, but the thing I want to say, the whole thing, China.
After that Marvin Cole video, you come and play that you get collecting the land, then you come and play.
What I want to say is, so anyway, so I went with one guy to Liberia, a white guy. We went there, but we went on BKS trip, mission trip. So the man, we went there. So anyone that goes to the guy, he will refer them to me. When you go, you will listen to them, everything. You say, okay, yeah, when Alvin come, I'll tell Alvin. Someone emails him, he will forward the email to me. Someone say this, he will let me know. He will come to me and tell me. So ours is like the father say, now tell you, I say, oh no, don't do this one, I'll do this. So that's how you do it. And before we could go, we have meeting, we thought, and I gave him all the heads up, I gave him all the pointers. But yet they still have that will, as Sarah said, they have that will, they can decide. So we got there, and people email him, like I said, people call him, he refer everyone to me. So it just depends on the type of person that you travel with. But overall, I think it has been a great show. That man video that I think when you listen to it, you try to break it down. He's venting his frustration at the president, and he's just spitting things that make no sense. So I can't really speak to that more other than what we've already said. I think it has been a great show. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. We're working on getting Dr. Moniba. I forgot his political party to be one of
Moniba.
Yeah, to be our guest here. I think we should be able to finalize it by tomorrow, and I will give the final announcement for the date. But we should
bring my representative on the show you have to now.
Yeah, we'll be a representative. We'll be a representative. When I said it from my beginning, I said, I want from my beginning. The Twa River people, and so I will reach out. We're supposed to be hosting on Dog Cooper on Friday too. So we should have 2 guests hopefully this week.
Thank you so much, CEO. Let's go to you, Dr. Ambassador Sam Cyrus Balie, the Green City Ambassador to the U.S.
I'm beginning. I'm reached to that level that I said to you. I get that thing from there.
Go ahead, Chief, and let's see how it will take us home.
Bandana, it's good to be here always. Let me again say pretty happy birthday. You said when? This Friday?
Yeah, that is Friday. Chief, I don't let for people to be telling me birthday, they are getting old. They can remind me that I'm getting old. So you just leave it at normal day.
You want to be young, eh?
Yeah, right?
Okay, I'll just say you're 16 now. How about that?
Yeah, great. I take that.
But it's good to be here.
Before you conclude, Sam, I used to think to myself that people that are older, you know, at certain point in time, they got everything under control. But pushing up to 26, gradually, 2025, I'm like, things are tough on this side, man.
Yeah. Well,
Sometimes I want to go back, but I know no way to do it again. We keep
that's all life is, We've been there, we've done that. At some point in my life, my dad used to tell me, son, one day you will get to my age and then you will know what it means to be old. Now that I have gotten there, people are calling me elder and stuff. Like, sometimes I sit down, I can just be laughing about my dad and my conversation. So it's life is like in America, we say dress, dress. When you dress, other people dress. That's how life is. But it's good to be alive, no matter what the condition is. It's good to be here. Also on the show, I want to say Liberia is at the crossroad. Our country is at a crossroad because the unpatriotism in the country is too much. The deception in the country is too much. The love of money, the greediness is too much in the country. To serve the country, people don't serve with dignity, but it serve for money, serve for pocket. Everybody wants something to go in their pocket. But what they fail to realize is, we are just passing through. No matter how much you get today, millions or billions, the Bible says, the white people read a book and said, we came naked and we'll go naked. We brought nothing with us and we'll carry nothing with us. The only thing, the peace of life that we have when we are alive, we are getting something. Let's help our other fellow men. That means to talk about the budget, the distribution of wealth in our country. One person, one politician in Liberia want to have millions and millions of dollars. At the end of the day, where will you leave this million? In white man's account in Europe? Where will you leave this $1 million? Why are so many people struggling and suffering in our country? Why 1% of the people really enjoying? I think we need to ask everyone of all this hard question. Why are we doing this thing? We need to distribute the wealth in our country. Let everyone have a piece of cake. Why some people want to have 100 millions just from from working for the Liberian people, you go steal from them, and then we are happy to see other people down. Why are the so-called representatives and senators making huge money and police are making nothing? But when the riots come, they call the police to go there. Reverend Mervyn Cole, bad muffin the police today, their uniform filthy. He think he's speaking for police, but I don't think he's speaking for them. He bad muff them. If you know the uniforms those guys wear, they are filthy. His job is to submit a bill to increase the budget. When the executive cook the food, who distributed? That the House of Representatives and the Senator are the one who distributed. That means that when the executive prepares the budget, they send it to them. Who allocate the budget? Who assign the money to various agencies? That the House and the senators, the Senate. Why is he saying stuff like that? Why he couldn't increase their budget and say, okay, this is how much we want to, if you want to see a decent police officer, give him the decent money. You want to see the decent military personnel, give them the decent money. But sitting down a radio show or Facebook Live and denigrating police and thinking that you're speaking for them. We understand your language. We understood what you have spoken. We're not going to identify it. Maybe he's speaking to people who don't understand your language, and they will sing that song way behind you. But for me, I would not, because I know where he's coming from. He's not chopping. These guys are disgrace to our country and to our piece of land. Yeke Koruba, he needs to come out and apologize to the Liberian people. No matter how much you are angry with Joseph Boakai and the leadership, we need to preserve and protect our piece of land. The land belongs to us. We can't allow somebody to take it from us because we are so much we differ with the government because we are not satisfied with things that are going on in the country. We need to do better. And again, tonight, I say to us, as I slept last night, I woke up in the middle of the night, I was thinking about Liberia. And I asked myself the tough question: is democracy good for Liberia? If so, if yes, how do we fix things for the equation to balance for the other ordinary citizen to have that piece of cake? If not, what can we do? Tonight, I want to say many thanks to our listeners and viewers around the world. Those of you who are listening to me from the radio land, the Green City. I greet you all. We are here. We will tell you the better days will come. Liberia has been there and will still be there. Millionaire have come, millionaire will go, but Liberia will still remain. We might not be there with you, but better days will come that Liberia will rise. One day, we always say, yes, we are in a piece of land that is, prepared, that is good to live, that yes, we all enjoying. Electricity will not go on in the night, and other people are suffering. So let us not lose hope. Hope will come. Thank you for listening to me tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you. See you. Birthday man, even though we can't talk about it. The CEO, Dr. Dada, good night to all of you.
You brought up a topic. I intentionally avoided it. We will discuss that tomorrow. I know your brother Fumba agree with you. He said Liberia is not ready for a democratic form of government. I don't know what form of government you would recommend. That's a great topic. A lot of people have said it. A lot of people have talked about it. We would love to hear your recommendation on another show, a different day. Not tonight, though.
Thank you, CEO. Siawete, take us home, Chief. Dr. Siawete. At a certain point in time, Siawete used to speak series, and I really used to like it.
He cheated.
Yeah, you changed it. I don't know what. You used to say, hey, good evening, Junior. How you doing? Nah.
Thank you, Jim. The show.
What happened to my begin? I get
Just send a man data. The mentor you phone sport. So the show was good tonight. Every one of us, while the show we disagree, but I think the most important thing here is we have a common denominator, which is Liberia, and our utmost concern is about our country. So we have a very good show today, a very inspiring one. But what I would say in short is that the legislature, for me, I do believe that the reconvening is for a purpose, and those are normal legislative practice. And sometimes politically too, you know, that is done, you know, on a financial basis because those guys by that time they should be with their constituent. So most time their benefits are also double. That's another thing because you are hijacking them with saying another word. So I feel that there are other pressing things that they have to solve. I don't think anyone in the right mind will look at a conversation from Yeke to reconvene 103 men in a house or 105 person in a house. No, 103. So I don't think that's the point. So I feel that the legislature, they are convening something positive with the rising prices in the country and a lot of things that they have to address as a country. You know, when people are in power, position, or trust, most time it happened to us in Liberia. Junior, you were here the last time. I think one of the speakers, either you or someone on the show when President Seli spoke. Some of us, we welcome the issue of even the dual citizenship, people acquiring land. Those have been some of us advocacy. And rightly that some of you put it was during origin. Why it did not happen? But what I'm trying to say here is that when most time when people are not in position, it becomes a louder voice. But I mean, the advocacy of Representative Cool, he still got more time to spark that debate in the House. I will encourage him to continue his advocacy, but he should land on a soil. For us, we are pressuring them. That's why we say tonight, he should not pressure us because that's our role as citizens to recommend to them, to tell them what we ought to do, what they ought to do. So for him going on the radio, I think he's, in my opinion, he's telling us that they are not working. They don't know what work they are doing because in his capacity as a lawmaker, he got three functions that he got the right oversight to do, the responsibility to perform. If for me, where I'm going to little bit agree with him was when if he's out of the house and making those statements, at least I could say, oh yes, he's not there. Probably, you know, he's being remanded now, you know, he's not there. But the gentleman is in the house, so he got all other privileges and rights to do what he's saying today. So for me, in my mind, what I would say on that matter is he just pressuring us. Maybe it's a showmanship. That's what I would say. It's just being political to show to the public that he's doing something. But a few weeks ago, he's the same person who the same police was stopping. He won't allow to stop only because he's a representative. So they are just making the loudest noise. I mean, the loudest sound in the country. But there are a lot of things to focus on to do in the country. You know, we didn't test certain things today. There was some training, you know, video. I don't know whether we test that, but to conclude on this, few days ago, we saw a photo for me. I personally, I didn't really bring out that because I said that it was an AR thing to build up tension in the region. And personally, for me, I would say the superintendent of Lofa County is doing his best. That's why we said the last time that you got the local government officials that are around there because they are directly, and they are directly, leading the people there. So when it comes to the locals, the superintendent and local officials, they are also there because with the intervention to the tension, at those borders, at those entrances, it being, a little control, and there's no too many tension at the border. So he was there with the AR photo. He also dispelled that it was fake. There's no mark at the cornerstone. Even when they have conversation, and he really did well with the exchanges from the both parties over there. That was good. But I think what he said it made sense was they will need to leave, because that had not been happening there before, where people, military people will come with arm or in the butchers there, and people are no longer going, to the farm where they make the farm and what have you. They are not going. So I think they are getting there. The good thing I see between the Guinean and the Liberian minute from those bowlers is they are very cooperative. I think the decision is coming from higher up, so they have to obey. And the order in the military, everything they say is obey, obey, obey. Once they are now offending, I know is tough, but I think the superintendent with his local leadership, they are doing well. Unlike the lawmakers who went, if the last time when we said they were going to do nothing, and at the end of the day, we saw them on the highway thinking, I know, was it a birthday song or I don't know what they were doing. So those are people on the ground, their ear is on the ground, and that's the representative of the people. So the lawmakers could even use the superintendent commissioners to give them a clear insight of what is happening. But at the end of the day, go and do all those talking to the people there. So, I mean, they are doing well in that regard. I personally want to tell the superintendent thank you, because what we were looking is a cross-border thing. Any tension build up from that place, it will not only affect that region. And Honorability came here the last time, CEO, that was the region he was talking about, that Quarter Boarding district there. So that's a particular region, because on the other side of the, how they call that river where they had a confusion a few days, is the Kisi belt. Yeah, so and then the other side is the where you got a dominant dingoes. On the other side is dominantly owned by those guys. So and then the other side too, when they were speaking, you could even hear the interpretation from the guys like that. So everyone live in a place and coexist for a very long time. So I think that will be resolved soon. But I think the guys on ground, they are just listening to their leaders from there. Once they tell them to disembark, they will disembark. So I want to say thank you and happy pre-birthday to the host. And we hope to be here tomorrow and with all of our guests lined up for this week. We want to say thank you to our followers and viewers. I mean, you are doing well. It is because of you we are here. And Big Brother Sam, you got a signature statement now on this platform. So I think we'll do a documentary and keep it, because one day you might be with us or you will be there. So we'll record
that portion, we're already keeping it for him. The day he rap it, we just can start playing it here. That Sam knew about it. You were telling her earlier, so we got prepared for him. But anyways, I want to say thank you to all of you for being here tonight. It's been a wonderful conversation. We're going to be back here tomorrow with another brand new edition of the Heat Hour program. I want to say thank you to our followers, those of you who've been listening to us on Facebook and YouTube. I want to say thank you for listening. And those of you too who have also been following us on via radio, I want to say thank you for also listening to us here tonight. It has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time, same station. Have a pleasant good night from my end.
Good night.